I'm going to start. Welcome anyway. Welcome everybody. Welcome back. A few tunes that some of them I've learned recently, some of them are oldies, so bear with me on them. But I'll start with this one, a little song called Streets of New York, written by Liam Riley from Bagatelle. He had a few songs in the Eurovision over the years. Anyway, I'll give it a go. I was 18 years old when I went down to Dublin with a fistful of money and a cartload of dreams. Take your time, says me father, stop rushing like hell, and remember all is not what it seems to be. For the Kellers would cut you for the coat on your back, or the watch that you got from your mother. So take care, me young bucko, mind yourself well, and will you give this a wee note to me brother? At the time Uncle Benji was a policeman in Brooklyn. Me father, the youngest, looked after the farm. When a phone call from America said send a lad over, and the old fella said sure it wouldn't do any harm. For I spent my life working this dirty old ground for a few pints of porter and the smell of a pound. And sure maybe there's something you'll learn or you'll see, and you can bring it back home, make it easy on me. So I landed at Kennedy, and a big yellow taxi carried me and me bags through the streets and the rain. Well, me poor heart was thumping around with excitement, and I hardly even heard what the driver was saying. We came in the short parkway to the flatlands in Brooklyn, to me uncle's apartment on East 53rd. I was feeling so happy, I was humming a song, and I sang you're as free as a bird. Well, to shorten the story, what I found out that day was that Benji got shot down in an uptown foray. And while I was flying my way to New York, poor Benji was lying in that cold city morgue. Well, I phoned up the Alpha and I told him the news. I could tell he could hardly stand up in his shoes, and he wept as he told me go ahead with the plan, and sure not to forget, be a proud Irishman. Well, I went down to Nellie's beside Fordham Road, and I started to learn about lifting a load. But the heaviest thing that I carried that year was the bittersweet thoughts of my hometown so dear. I went home that December 'cause the Alpha lad died. Had to borrow the money from a bill on the side, and all the bright flowers and brass couldn't hide the poor wasted face of me father. I sold up the old farmyard for what it was worth, and into my pocket stuck a handful of earth. Then I boarded a train and I caught me a plane, and I found myself back in the US again. It's been 22 years since I stepped foot in Dublin. Me kids know to use the correct knife and fork, but I'll never forget the green grass and the rivers as I keep law and order on the streets of New York. Na 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 na. At least I know the sound is coming through anyway. Nice one. Yeah, day like today. It was 21 degrees here, which for anyone not in Ireland, Connor, I know you're out in Dubai. That wouldn't faze you too much. But 21 degrees back here in April is pretty damn good. So yeah, this is a little tune for Connor, actually, for Flano. I learned this song years and years ago when we were apprentices, and Connor, for those who don't know him, is a fantastic bowron player. So we used to go to the Willie Clancy Festival a lot and play with another very good musician, Hugh Healy, another good friend of ours. But Connor used to bang this one out now, not a bother to him. So this one's for him, Finnegans Wake. It was, I suppose, mostly famous by the likes of the Clancys and the Dubliners. James Joyce based his book on this song. The song came before his book, in case you were wondering. Anyway, I'll give it a go. Tim Finnegan lived in Walker Street, a gentleman Irish mighty odd. The beautiful brogue so rich and sweet, and to rise in the world he carried a hod. Now you see it's sort of a tippling way, with the love of the liquor poor Tim was born. Help him on his way each day, to drop at the curator every morn. Back for the run, now take to your partners around the floor, your trotters shake. Isn't it the truth I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake? Well, one morning Tim was rather full, his head felt heavy which made him shake. Fell off the ladder and he broke his skull, so they carried him home, his corpse to wake. Well, they wrapped him up in a nice clean sheet, laid him out upon the bed, with a bottle of whiskey at his feet and a barrel of porter at his head. Whack for the run, now take to your partners around the floor, your trotters shake. Isn't it the truth I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake? Well, his friends assembled at the wake, and Mrs. Finnegan called for lunch. First she brought out tea and cakes, then pipes, tobacco and brandy punch. Then the Biddy O'Brien began to cry, such a lovely corpse did you ever see? Tim of Orneen, why did he die? Will you how are your gob, says Biddy McGee. Whack for the run, now take to your partners around the floor, your trotters shake. Isn't it the truth I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake? And then Peggy O'Connor took up the job. Biddy said she, you're wrong, I'm sure. Biddy slapped her a belt in the gob and left her sprawling on the floor. Then civil war did then engage, 'twas woman to woman and man to man. Shillelagh law was all the rage, and a row and a ruction it soon began. Back for the run, now take to your partners around the floor, your trotters shake. Isn't it the truth I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake? Mickey Maloney ducked his head when a bottle of whiskey flew at him. Missed in London on the bed, the whiskey scattered over Tim. Happy Daddy revives and Suey rises, Tim Finnegan jumping up from the bed, crying around the blazes, thunder and chases, do you think I'm dead? Back for the run, now take to your partners around the floor, your trotters shake. Isn't it the truth I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake? Back for the run, now take to your partners around the floor, your trotters shake. Isn't it the truth I told you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake? Probably had a couple of ciders too many early on. Few mistakes. But anyway, that one's for you, Flano. Hope you have your bowron out. I think it's 11:30 over there where you're at. So, yeah, you're probably keeping the missus up. Yeah, that's... Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. This is a little Ralph McTell song called From Clare to Here. And he wrote it about, he was working on a building site back in the 60s. And he was working, there was a whole load of paddies, I suppose. And the they were always on the piss and having the crack and whatever. But he got chatting to one of them anyway one day, and he just asked him, like, Jays, it must be very strange. This was in London. He says, it must be very strange for you to be over here. And your man answered him anyway, it's a long way from Clare to here. And that just influenced him into penning a song, and he penned it one night. And I think it's one of probably his second most favourite song. Ralph McTell, I suppose, his most famous song, of course, is Streets of London, which many of you would know, which is a beauty. I might try and get that down for one of the nights. But I'll give this a go. We used to play this a lot with Johnny Condon. Well, he didn't play it so much as he'd lep around with a few drinks and belt out the chorus with me. But anyway, again, another classic from the Willie Clancy festivals when we were down there. So I'll give it a go, from Clare to here. And it's four who share the room as we work hard for the crowd. Getting up late on Sunday and never get to Mass. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way, it gets further day by day. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. And when Friday night it comes around and I'm only into fighting, and me ma would like a letter home, but I'm too tired for writing. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way, and it gets further day by day. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. And the only time I feel alright is when I'm into drinking. It eases off the pain a bit, levels out me thinking. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way, and it gets further day by day. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. Well, it almost breaks me heart when I think of Josephine. I promised I'd be coming home with pockets full of green. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way, and it gets further day by day. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. And I dream I hear a piper play, maybe it's a notion. I dreamt I seen white horses dance upon the ocean. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way, and it gets further day by day. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. It's a long, long way from Clare to here. That one's for you, Johnny. I had planned to do a different song here. I pick out these songs during the week just so that I can kind of get on them and have some sort of a system. Unlike usually when I'd be playing in with the pubs with the lads, I'd be just using the full folder underneath, and lads would be just shouting different tunes at me and whatever. But this song is a song I can only say I semi-learned it today. I've known it for a long time from the Singing of Christie. It's a song called Come by the Hills. And I had a different song in here, but then Heidi said she wants to learn that and sing it. So hopefully we'll have Heidi singing that now on the next little one. So I took it out to give her a bit of time to work on it and learn it. So this one went in instead. Not that one's nicer than the other, but they're both beautiful songs. This is a song by a man called Gordon Smith. He was a playwright from Edinburgh. And it's the same as Buchel on Air now. The music is put to it by Buchel on Air now. But it's been covered by the Clancys and Christie and the Chieftains and all the usuals. By this stage, you probably know my various influences like Christie, the Pogues, Clancys, and I suppose, anything I like. But anyway, we'll get this a nice, it's a beautiful little song. Come by the hill to the land where fancy is free, and stand where the peaks meet the sky and the lochs meet the sea, where the rivers run clear and the bracken is gold in the sun, and the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Oh, come by the hills to the land where life is a song, and sing while the birds fill the air with their joy all day long, where the trees sway in time and even the wind sings in tune. Oh, the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Come by the hills to the land where legend remains, where stories of old fill the heart and may yet come again, where our past has been lost and the future has still to be won. Oh, the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Oh, the cares of tomorrow can wait till this day is done. Thanks. Nice one. Nice one. My neighbours over here are out in their garden and enjoying it too, so at least they're not shouting to shut up. Nice one, John Paul Liddell. This next little song, it's a song called City of Chicago. A lot of you would know it. It's written by Christy Moore's brother, Barry Moore. He goes by the name of Luca Bloom. Many of you would have heard of Luca Bloom. He's another musician in his own right, but he doesn't go by his normal name, Barry Moore. But he wrote this years ago and gave it to Christy. Now, I don't even know if he recorded it himself. He's kind of got a slightly different style than the trad stuff and all that. But anyway, a lot of you would know it. And we'll give it a go. I suppose it's a song of emigration, you know, based around the famine times. So, but it's a good crack song. I'll give it a go. city of Chicago. As the evening shadows fall, there are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal. 1847 was the year it all began. Deadly pains of hunger drove 1 million from the land. They journeyed not for glory, their motive wasn't greed. A voyage of survival across the stormy sea. To the city of Chicago. As the evening shadows fall, there are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal. And some of them knew fortune, some of them knew fame, more of them knew hardship and died upon the plain. They spread throughout the nation, they rode the railroad cars, brought their songs and music to ease their lonely hearts. To the city of Chicago. As the evening shadows fall, there are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal. To the city of Chicago. As the evening shadows fall, there are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal. Heidi just joined us here. Hey, Heidi. You gonna throw your hand in and give it a little wave? She's sitting right beside me here, just out of the shot. She's hiding. Yeah. Good girl. Good stuff, Connor. How are you, Des? Des, me uncle. Uncle Des. I think friends of my mom's, I think. Perhaps. Hello to everybody. And yeah, nice one for the comments. Ian is working the old comment machine there. This next song I learned from the singing of Christy again. I think it was off his Ride On album, but it's written by a man called by the name of Phil Chevron from Santry, where Johnny's from. But he was the lead guitarist in the Pogues. He met Shane MacGowan. Himself and Shane MacGowan worked in a record shop in London for a while, and he ended up standing in while one of their guitarists was sick. So in the end, anyway, your man never came back. And MacGowan wanted to concentrate on his singing, so he stopped playing. At the start, he used to play an awful lot of guitar. So in the end, Chevron anyway got the job as lead guitarist, and he was like, you know, with the Pogues for years, right up. But anyway, he wrote this song, Faithful Departed. I think he wrote a good few tunes. I don't know too many of them, but I'm sure if you YouTubed him, you'd come up with a few. A couple of the Pogues tunes he wrote himself as well. Phil Chevron, Faithful Departed. This graveyard hides a million secrets in the trees, no more than they can tell. The ghosts of the saints and the scholars will haunt you in heaven and in hell. Rattled by the glimmerman, the boogeyman, holy man, living in the shadows of a gunman. Rattled like the coppers in your greasy till, rattled until time stood still. Look over your shoulder, hear the school bell ring. Another day I'm made to measure history. I don't care if your heroes have wings, your terrible beauty's been torn. faithful departed, we the fickle-hearted, as you are now, so once were we. Oh, faithful departed, we the meek-hearted, with graces imparted, bring flowers to thee. Well, the girls and the kips proclaimed their love for you, and you stumbled and they knew you had a shilling or two. They cursed you on Sundays and on holy days, when you all stayed away. When you slept there, naked lie pulpit all your shame. Your shadows on the wall, they took all the blame. The sacred heart picture, compassion in his eyes, drowned out the river of sighs. Let the grass grow green or the brewery tonight, it'll never come between the darkness and the light. There is no pain that can't be eased by the devil's holy water and the rosary beads. A faithful departed, we the fickle-hearted, as you are now, so once were we. A faithful departed, we the meek-hearted, with graces imparted, bring flowers to thee. You're a history book I never could write, poetry and paralysis too deep to recite. The rest yourself, bless yourself, you've won the fight, and we're gonna celebrate tonight. And sure, maybe we even climb a pillar like you always meant to, watch the sunrise or the strand, close our eyes and we'll pretend it could somehow be the same again. And I'll bury you upright so the sun doesn't blind you. You won't have to gaze at the rain and the stars, sleep and dream of chapels and bars and whiskey in the jar. Faithful departed, look what you've started. An underdog's wounds aren't so easy to mend. Oh, faithful departed, there's no broken-hearted, and no more tristesse in your world without end. Nice one. Can I have that piece of paper, Heidi? This is a little tune I found on the internet. I found on YouTube, and I learned it like the last week or two. Oh no, that's not what I was looking for. But anyway, a little song called "I'm Irish." It's by the Clintons, and I know nothing about them. I just found this tune because I was hunting around as I do on YouTube. But I thought it was a classic little tune. It's an American-Irish tune. And seeing these guys, the Clintons, anyway, they write a few, I suppose, funny tunes. I'll give this a go. I only learned it this week, so bear with me. But I thought it was pretty funny. Anyway. I'm Irish, what more can I say? I eat my potatoes, I drink away my pay. If shamrocks and leprechauns are okay to you, pour me a Guinness, you can be Irish too. I'm Irish, no shite, what more can I do? I owe on my taxes, my rent's overdue. But why save my money for a house or a tub when there's plenty of pissing to do down in the pub? I'm Irish, what more can I say? I eat my potatoes, I drink away my pay. If shamrocks and leprechauns sound okay to you, pour me a Guinness, you can be Irish too. Times when I'm drinking I say things that are dumb. Mouth starts to flapping, but me brain it goes numb. I made a mad lad, I could tell with one glance. He'd be hitting me so hard I'd be shitting my pants. I'm Irish, what more can I say? I eat my potatoes, I drink away my pay. If shamrocks and leprechauns are okay to you, pour me a Guinness, you can be Irish too. There's many's the difference between the Germans and French. Germany smells nice, but France has a stench. I'll drink me a stout with a kraut any day, 'cause the Germans are cool and the French are all assholes. I'm Irish, what more can I say? I eat my potatoes, I drink away my pay. If shamrocks and leprechauns are okay to you, pour me a Guinness, you can be Irish too. I met me a lass, and her hair was bright red. We drank and we drank and we ended up in bed. But when we got naked, I could clearly see that her bush wasn't Irish. But it's good enough for me. I'm Irish, what more can I say? I eat my potatoes, I drink away my pay. If shamrocks and leprechauns are okay to you, pour me a Guinness, you can be Irish too. I'm Irish, what more can I say? I eat my potatoes, I drink away my pay. If shamrocks and leprechauns sound okay to you, pour me a Guinness, you can be Irish too. I reckon that will be a regular when I'm down the boozer. But yeah, nice little tune by the Clintons. This is a little song called Both Sides the Tweed, written by a man called Dick Gaughan. It's a Scottish ballad, and it's to do with like back in the day when the Scots and the English were fighting, a bit like our issues, but it's a lot to do. It's all about asking England to recognise Scotland's rights. So, beautiful little song. I don't know the full history on it, you'd have to look into it yourself, but Mary Black does a version of this. Many people do a version of this, but without a shadow of a doubt, Mary Black is my personal definitive version. She does an amazing job of it. Both sides of the tweed, anyway. What's the spring wielding jasmine and rose? What's the summer with all its great dreams? Oh, the splendor of autumn to those who barter their freedom for gain. Let the love of our land's sake be bright, to the love of our people succeed. Let friendship and honor unite and flourish on both sides the tweed. No sweetness the senses can achieve, which corruption and bribery binds. No brightness that bloom cannot gleam, for honor is the song of the mind. Let the love of our land's sake be bright, to the love of our people succeed. Let friendship and honor unite and flourish on both sides the tweed. Let virtue distinguish the brave, may switches and laws to breathe. Bring them poorest who can be a slave, them riches who dare to be free. Let the love of our land's sake be bright, to the love of our people succeed. Let friendship and honour unite, and flourish on both sides the tweed. Let friendship and honour unite, and flourish on both sides the tweed. Nice one. You've probably noticed that I do an awful lot of Scottish tunes, and the reason for that is a lot of tunes that Irish people consider as Irish tunes are actually Scottish. We share a very close heritage, I suppose, and in many respects, history-wise, in many respects, we've quite a lot in common. So a lot of some of the most famous tunes that you come across in Irish ballads, or even the likes of, all the famous balladeers and that, many of them were written by Scots, And they do, I suppose, probably sing a lot of our stuff too. But anyway, next little tune is a little Irish tune, as I always try to throw in one of them. A little song called Eamon on Chnoic. And it's a song about a man called Eamon. He was an Irish aristocrat from Tipperary. But basically, back in the Williamite War, or I think it was early 18th century, I could be corrected. I'm sure most of my uncle and aunts are teachers, so I'm sure one of them will say, "Jesus, Rory, you idiot." But I'll probably get this wrong. But anyway, the Jacobites lost that war, the Catholics, So many of them turned to banditry after the war, just, it was one of them things. But this guy was a bit of a Robin Hood. And I'd say he wasn't. I'd say he was a right old bollocks. But the side that wanted to write his history decided anyway, he was a bit of a Robin Hood. He was a good Elshkin, as many old devils are. But anyway, it's a little tune about him. But ultimately, he was a landowner. He had land, he had cattle, he had plenty of stuff, and of course, he had to give it all up and go on the run, and eventually he had to emigrate. So he ended up bailing off. But that's what this is. This little tune is a lament from him, I suppose you could say. I'll get rid of the capo. Hey, shinamwe, I will fuererega, egreva mogoris kunta. Mishe minaknik, etabaita foflik, oh here you'll and shlata his glaunta. A legil sequid, Cadiening she good, Murderine hurt pine, Demaguna. School pool, Urgatwig, I hear hide a lad, Iscomemi, Shurain Muta. Is fada mishamwe, we schnack this we chic, is contain up to gum merena. Mushish rock and score, Movrona her gun core, is gonna eat a gum merena core. And he'll carry the gum. It's the nettle on sun, a clocky me mock na day. is go cahi me dul a fariga O is awn na chwlein dy mogelta Sinead. It's getting dark now. I thought we'd get the light out of it. I thought we'd get the night out of it. The night out of the light. And anyways, onwards and upwards. Ina, any chance of an L top up? Be the best wife in the world. Show the rest of them how it's done. You know? Show them the reason. Ah, come on, Ina. There's girls here throwing their knickers and bras at the television. You know? You have to show them the reason why you deserve to be sitting where you're sitting. Yeah. Oh, okay. I know my son won't let me down. Fiona, do you want to run into the fridge and grab me one of them black cans? Thanks very much. You're the best boy. You're no longer grounded. This little tune. This is a tune my Uncle Des, my dad's youngest brother. Hey Des and Margaret. But every time we'd have a family gathering, obviously I'd pull out the guitar any chance I get, you know. I don't need much encouragement. But he'd always say, Rory, do you know how old Noireen born? And I'd always say, oh Jesus, Des, I don't, and I'm sorry. And I know he mentioned it the last time, and I've promised him for many, many years to learn this tune. So I learned it this week for him. It's a beautiful, beautiful tune written by a man from Creeshlock in County Donegal. And obviously my Aunt Noireen, my father's sister, you know, Des' sister, you know, and then obviously, you know, there's a few Noireens in the family and stuff, and we've links to Donegal too. Not a lot of people know that. Most of you know me from the Mayo side of things, but yeah. So this song kind of, it has meaning to us in the Curly family, I suppose. But anyway, this one's for you, Des. Hopefully I do a good job. There's a glen in old Tyrconnell. There's a cottage in that glen where once dwelt an Irish cow. Oh, I've started it wrong. I'll start it again. Sorry, I want to do this right. Wrong time. Sorry, Des. There's a glen in old Tyrconnell. There's a cottage in that glen where once dwelt an Irish colleen who charmed all the hearts of men. She was gentle, hale and hearty, fair and graceful as the dawn. Neighbours loved that widow's daughter, happy, laughing, Noireen born. Till one day arrived a letter with her passage paid to go to the land where the Missouri with the Mississippi flow. And she said goodbye to Aaron, and next morning at the dawn, that old mother, broken hearted, bid farewell to noireen born. Were the years that mother waited till one evening at her door stood a gorgeous looking lady, awful grand the clothes she wore, whispering, "Mother, don't you know me? Now I've only got a cold, yet those purple spots upon her cheeks, a tragic story told. There's a graveyard in Tyrconnell where the blossoms sadly wave. There's a sorrow-stricken mother weeping o'er that lonely grave. Poor Rory, she's calling. 'Tis I'm lonesome since you're gone. 'Twas the shame of emigration laid you low, my noireen born. So now fair and tender maidens, ponder well before you go from your humble homes in Erin. What's beyond you do not know, for what's gold and what is silver, when your health and strength are gone. When you think of emigrating, won't you think of noireen born? Seemingly, he wrote that based on a true story about a lady who died of. She went off to America, emigrated, and that. When she came back, anyway, she came back pretty much to die, scarlet fever. So, anyway, that one's for you, Des. Nice one, and yeah, I'll definitely be sticking it in the repertoire from now on. Oh, look, aren't you the best? Oh, all the homeschooling is paying off. My children are, without a shadow of a doubt, the best children you can have. You didn't even shake it. Brilliant. So, anybody looking for parenting tips or marriage tips, you know, give me a call, you know. My rates are reasonable. So, Ian is getting a shovel. She's picking a spot in the garden where she's going to bury me. But anyway, this next little tune was written by a priest, believe it or not. Again, because it's like Easter time, I'm allowed to sing a few rebel songs and things like that, so I'm sticking with the theme. But written by a priest called Father Charles O'Neill from Antrim. And most of you, again, well, at least the Irish punters will know this tune. Yeah, the Foggy Jew. My dad used to love this tune. He'd say, come on, Rory, give us out the old Foggy Jew. And I'd say, we'd be in a pub or we'd be somewhere. And I'd say, Dad, I can't. You can't be singing the rebel songs and shit, you know. And he'd be like, fuck them. Well, he wouldn't say fuck them. He'd actually never curse like that. But he'd say, go on, do it anyway. And I wouldn't. But I'd do it privately. But anyway, this is a great tune. And it's not even a rebel song. It's to do, he wrote it, O'Neill was, he wrote this about 1916, but 210,000, I think, Irishmen went off and joined British forces to fight the First World War. And many died at Suvla Bay. Today is Anzac Day. I probably should have sang, Waltzing Matilda today rather than 2 weeks ago. But anyway, many Irishmen went off, fought for the crown, and, perished. And then, of course, at the same time, we had 1916, and you had the Irishmen that stayed and became patriots. And O'Neill wrote this song essentially saying that, you shouldn't have gone, you should have stayed and fought here, you'll be remembered. And it's kind of true, because it's only recently that we've decided to remember all the fallen from the First World War, Yet anyone who fell in 1916 and the Rising, they're heroes, So he was right. He was right. He wrote it in 1919, I think. Or sorry. Yeah, 1919. But he said he was actually in the Dáil for the very, very first Dáil. And he noticed that they read out all the names of the elected members, and this, that, and the other. And when they named, in the Dáil, they'd name out all of the people who were elected and everything like this. And they were like, they named out a whole lot of names, which were Fleaglas Egnigale, which is essentially, absent, and they were mostly jailed. So this is what made him decide to kind of write this song. So he wrote it under a pseudonym. Pseudonym? I can't remember what. But anyway, a fake name. I don't know what it was. I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find out. But it's a brilliant tune anyway. I'm sorry, I'm rambling a bit. But here we go. A little song called The Foggy Jew. As down the glen when these are born, with city fair died. There are lines of marching men in squadrons must divide. No pipes did hum, no battle drum, it sounded loud tattoo. But the Angelus bell or the Liffey swell rang out in the foggy dew. Right proudly high in Dublin town, they flung out the flag of war. 'Twas better to die neath an Irish tide than at Suvla or Sudalbar. Up from the plains of Royal Mead, strong men came hurrying through, while Britannia's sons with their great big guns sailed in through the foggy dew. As the night fell black and the rifles cracked, they perfidious of beyond field. With the leaden rail, 7 tongues of flame did shine o'er the lines of steel. By each shining blade a prayer was said, that to Ireland their sons be true. And when morning broke, still the war flag shook out its foes in the foggy dew. Well, 'tis England bade our wild geese go, that small nations might be free. But their lonely graves are by Suvla's waves on the fringe of the great North Sea. Oh, had they died by Pearse's side, or fought with Colbrua too, well, their names we'd keep where the Fenians sleep, in the shroud of the foggy dew. That the bravest fell, and the requiem bell rang mournfully and clear. For those that died that Easter tide in the springtime of the year. While the world did gaze with deep amaze at the fearless men and few who bore the faith and freedom's might might shine through the foggy dew. As your back through the glen I rode again, and me heart, oh its grief was sore. For I parted then with valiant men, who I never shall see no more. To and fro in my dreams I'll go, and I'll kneel and I'll pray for you. A slavery fled, oh glorious dead, when you fell in the foggy dew. There you are, nice one. This next song was requested by my brother-in-law, Jan. Hey, Jan. And all the German contingent out there. How's it going? Welcome to the show, and thanks for tuning in. But Jan's been over here a good few times, and he knows his Irish tunes as well as any Irishman. But he's a big fan of the Pogues and the Guinness. So he asked me to give this tune a go. Now, I probably should have done it. I probably should have put it closer to the start of the set, because I wouldn't make such a mess of it. But anyway, it's a Pogues tune, A Rainy Night in Soho. It's another one that the brother often asks me for as well. Anyway, we give it a go. But McGowan wrote it in '86. And years later he was asked, what the hell is that tune, A Rainy Night in Soho? What's that all about? And he says he can't really remember. He says what he does remember is he wrote it automatically, and he didn't even know what the hell he was writing until he got to the fourth verse. And then he says, and even then it was a bit of a blur. And since then he's never been able to answer the question what the hell it's all about. But it became a classic. That shows you the beauty of McGowan. You know, he's a poet. You know, he doesn't even have to be conscious, and he'll come out with something way better than anything I could ever dream of. Anyway, I'll give it a go. I've been loving you a long time, down all the years, down all the days, and I've cried for all your troubles. Smile at your funny little ways. We watched our friends grow up together, and we saw them as they fell. Some of them fell into heaven, some of them fell into hell. And I took shelter from a shower, and I stepped into your arms on a rainy night in Soho. The wind was whistling all its charm, I sang you all my sorrows, and you told me all your joy. Whatever happened to that old song? To all those little girls and boys? Sometimes I wake up in the morning, that ginger lady by my bed, covered in a cloak of silence. I hear you talking in my head, and I'm not singing for the future. I'm not dreaming of the past. I'm not talking of the first times. I never think about the last. Now the song is nearly over. We may never find out what it means. Still there's a lot of hope before me. You are the measure of my dream, the measure of my dream. Sinead, nice one, Jan. So I'm going to leave it on this one. This is a tune that was requested by a very good friend of mine, very, very good friends of mine, Jay and Niamh. And Niamh's parents asked for this one, Grace, Irene, but it's absolute beauty of a tune. I've been singing this song to the song for years, but I never learned it. But anyway, Niamh's folks requested this, and I says I'd give it a go. But anyway, it's called a song called Grace. It's about a woman called Grace Gifford who married Joseph Plunkett, and of course, back in the 1916, he was one of the boys that went out to be executed. So he was executed in Kilmainham a few hours after they got married. But what happened was, originally they were due to be married on Easter Sunday, along with her sister, I think, and her sister's fiance. I'm not sure his name or her name, but they were supposed to do a double wedding on Easter Sunday. So anyway, for obvious reasons, it didn't happen. So somehow herself, she went off. She went into Dublin City Centre, bought a ring, grabbed a priest, convinced the priest, brought him up to Kilmainham Gaol, and they convinced the powers that be to let them in. And they went in, and I believe it was 3 hours before he was executed. So they went in, they got married, they got blessed, official, everything legal and the whole lot. And 3 hours later, he was given the bullet. But, and of course, Grace Gifford, she never remarried or nothing. So it's a classic sort of, I don't know, love, heartbreak. If ever there was a martyr song, I suppose this would be it. But the beauty of it is, it's a beautiful song. It's a song that if you knew nothing about it, you'd still sing it. You'd just still think it was beautiful. And I've been singing this song since I was a kid. Yeah, I never learned on the tunes, but it was written by Frank and Sean O'Mara back in 1985. A lot of people think it's a lot older than that, and it's not. So anyway, I'll give it a go, and I hope I do it justice. Jim McCann, if you're ever looking for the best version of it, of course, that's my view. If you want the best version of it, Jim McCann, check him out. It's without a shadow of a doubt, it suits his voice the best. He does a beautiful version of it. And anyway, yeah, so I'll see you all again in 2 weeks. I'll give this a go, and it's getting a little chilly now, but thanks for joining, and hope you all chillaxing and relaxing. And if you have any requests tunes wise, let me know, let Ina know, let you know, because of course when I make the set for the next sesh, I'd rather be singing songs that you just want to hear. One more drink. You laughing at me? So yeah, good night. Stay safe. Enjoy the weekend. As we gather in this chapel here in Old Kilmainham jail, think about these past few weeks. Will they say we failed? 1 second, sorry, I think I might be playing this wrong. I need to change the time on it. Ah, well. As we gather in this chapel here in Old Kilmainham jail, think about these past few weeks. Oh, will they say we failed? From our school days they have told us we must yearn for liberty. Yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for these brave men, my love for this dear land. But when Porrick called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed, to him I had to go. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. To take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now as the dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. And this May morn as I walk out, my heart will be with you. And I'll write some words upon the wall so everyone will know I love so much that I could see was blood upon the stone. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. No, there won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Nice one, guys.
Not release you from duty just yet. Your family has strongly requested for you to sing Waltzing Matilda.
Waltzing Matilda. Okay, yeah, it is the 25th. I probably should have done it today. So, yeah, okay. No bother. I'll happily do an encore. Oh, God. I tell you, you're feeding me ego, guys. You're feeding me ego. It's a dangerous thing. It's a dangerous thing to be asking the Rory fella for more. But yeah, Waltzing Matilda, I'll pull it out here quite happily. Again, like without a shadow of a doubt, this one's for me, Hull. And of course, it's for all the Aussies out there. You know. And my mom. And Niall, a few people requested it today, and I was like, I won't, because I'm trying to do this session where I don't go over tunes, because I don't want to be boring you. But yeah, fair enough. This is a classic. I probably won't sing it as well today as I did the last day, but we'll give it a go. Right, folks. This time I will finish it on this, but I will see you again 2 weeks. 2 weeks gives me a chance to get my stuff together, my act together. I do have a life, you know, believe it or not. Babysitting 4 kids. Actually, it's like babysitting 4 kids and a teenage daughter with Ina. Give me a minute, give you a second. Oh yeah, hang on. Just as well I checked. I have 3 pages of writing for this tune. There was a time I knew this off by heart. But that was 20 years ago when I didn't have not much else to be thinking about. And nowadays, I have a little bit. Anyway, again, yeah, for those of you who didn't hear the last week, this is a song written by Eric Bowe. And it's about all the Australians who went off to fight the World War and died in Turkey as such. And today is Anzac Day. Today is the day that they actually commemorate all the Aussie lost, you know. And in New Zealanders, of course, yeah, sorry. Jesus, sorry, Clary, if Clary's listening, I'm thinking of you, brother. When I was a young man, I carried my pack, and I lived a free life all over. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, I waltzed my Matilda all over. Then in 1915, me country said, son, it's time you stopped rambling, 'cause there's work to be done. And they gave me a tin hat, and they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. And the band played waltzing Matilda when the ship pulled away from the quay. In the midst of the tears, flag waving and cheers, we sailed off for Gallipoli. That's well, I remember that terrible day. Our blood stained the sand and the water, and how in that hell that they called Suvla Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turkey was ready, he primed himself well. He rained us with bullets and he showered us with shell. And in 5 minutes flat, he'd blown us all to hell. Nearly blew us right on to Australia. And the band played waltzing Matilda as we stopped to bury our Selene. We buried ours and the Turks buried theirs, and it started all over again. Well, those that were living did their best to survive in that mad world of blood, death and fire. For 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, while the corpses around me piled high. Then a big Turkish shell knocked me arse overhead, and when I awoke in me hospital bed and saw what it had done, Christ, I wished I was dead. Never knew there was worse things than dying. So no more iron here for a bang tent and pegs. Man needs 2 legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. Well, they collected the wounded, the crippled, the maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind and insane, those proud wounded heroes of Suvla. And when the ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where my legs used to be, and thank Christ there was nobody waiting for me. To grieve and to mourn and to pity. And the band played waltzing Matilda when they carried us down the gangway. But nobody cheered, they just stood and stared. And they turned their faces away. Asher now, every April I sit on my porch and I watch the parade pass before me. I see me old comrades, how proudly they march, reliving their dreams of past glory. I see the old man, all twisted and torn, the tired old heroes from a forgotten war. And the young people ask me, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. And the band played waltzing Matilda and the old men still answer the call. Year after year, their numbers get fewer. Someday no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, who'll go a waltzing Matilda with me? And their ghosts may be heard as they march by the billabong. Who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? Sinead, guys, thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, same time in 2 weeks. And hopefully we'll still have the weather. And yeah, cheers. Sound as a trout. That's it, JP. How was that?